Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Maggie, Tsai. Thank you for joining us. China Tzu Chi volunteers provided companionship to a solitary senior and finally opened her heart. Volunteers revisit Taipei Hospital after the fire to bring gifts to patients and give spiritual support. A 90-year-old grandma's drawing exhibition receives praises for the simplicity of beauty in her arts. A governmental nursing home in Dongguan, China provides housing for seniors in a fishing village. However, many of them are often left alone without proper care. Huang Jiao is one such individual. Her children rarely visit her, and she cannot manage her daily life. Therefore, volunteers clean her living environment, visit her daily, and give her care and love.
There are many households like this. All of them are very dirty.
That was the first time Tzu Chi volunteers met Grandma Huang Jiao. If it weren't for the haircut, Grandma Huang wouldn't let anyone go into her house.
She puts a basket under her bed to contain her excrement, and it's already filled with worms. The foul odor is very strong. Not even 3 layers of mask can cover it.
Grandma Huang has 2 sons and 3 daughters. However, only one of her sons comes to bring her meals every day since she moved into the nursing home. Just like most solitary seniors here, she is all alone and rarely has visitors. Hence, volunteers want to bring her some companionship.
The weather is nice and sunny today, so I brought some people to help you clean.
Grandma Huang has built a wall in her heart. The volunteers persist in visiting and caring for her every day. They've not only cleaned the environment for her, but they've also helped wash her clothes. Tzu Chi volunteers' dedication to serving has motivated family members to follow. The son of one of the volunteers joined her mother to visit the seniors at their nursing home. The scene is the best way to demonstrate filial piety. Now Grandma Huang has opened up her heart because she knows that she is no longer alone with volunteers' continuous care and love. There are several months left before Tzu Chi's winter aid distribution starts in China. Volunteers in Guangxi have started to visit impoverished families in different communities in Luoshu Township. In total, they have listed 197 potential families that will receive help from the distribution this year.
Setting out before dawn because the trip takes Guangxi Tzu Chi volunteers at least 1.5 hours. The bumpy roads in the countryside do not undermine the volunteers' passion for visiting the residents. 55-year-old Li Meihua looks worried because her husband passed away due to illness, and her son suffers from cerebral palsy. She shoulders the responsibility to support her family.
I have bone spurs on my waist, which makes me feel pain. I cannot do any difficult work. In addition, my mother-in-law lost vision in one of her eyes, so she cannot see clearly.
Most of residents in this town work as farmers, and their overall quality of life is not ideal. Pan Dianyun's family of 3 live in a small space with few furniture. Both of his wife and daughter have been ill for a long time.
It's not ventilated above, so we left holes on the wall. It is now well ventilated. When we feel cold in winter, we will figure out some ways to stay warm, such as putting on some more clothes.
While listening to Mr. Pan talking about his living condition, the volunteers also encourage his daughter to reciprocate the love she has received from her parents.
Your father loves you so much. You should smile at your parents more often, understand? It's not easy for your father to raise you.
Besides farmers, there are also many elderly people in the mountainous areas. 88-year-old Pan Meiping lives with her son, who usually goes out to work. On this day, Mrs. Pan finally had someone to talk to and accompany her.
Being happy every day is the most important thing. It's good that you have a son to care for you. Be happy. We'll come to see you as soon as possible.
In addition to visiting the residents in the town, volunteers also used the chance to promote environmental protection.
Dalian City in Liaoning Province, China, has broken the highest temperature record since 1951 this year. In past years, the average temperature was 21 degrees Celsius. However, this year it has reached 35 degrees Celsius. Concerns about global warming have led local entrepreneurs to invite Tzu Chi volunteers to promote environmental protection through a food industry exhibition. Tzu Chi volunteers are walking a runway with clothes made of recycled PET bottles, demonstrating the impressive results of their commitment to recycling in everyday life.
This kind of great love has made a significant impact and contribution to future generations. Everyone's selfless acts deeply touch me.
My goal is to make good use of recycled resources, and I hope that everyone can wear the recyclable clothing soon, so we can fulfill Tzu Chi culture and contributions to the society.
The food exhibition in Dalian was organized by entrepreneurs and pioneers in the food industry, and they invited Tzu Chi volunteers to promote environmental protection at the venue.
I've motivated one person to start doing recycling in everyday life, so I believe promoting environmental protection brings benefit to everyone around us.
We should use reusable chopsticks and avoid disposable ones. Also, we should limit the use of plastic bags.
We should practice and promote recycling simultaneously because it's vital that we spread the knowledge of environmental protection so that more people can understand how essential it is.
The unusual heat of this summer in Dalian has reminded everyone of the effects of global warming, hence making everyone more determined to save planet Earth. In the aftermath of the fire at the nursing home attached to the Ministry of Health and Welfare Taipei Hospital, Tzu Chi volunteers have revisited the hospital with more than 600 gifts to wish the patients and families safety and harmony. In addition, the volunteers also calmed the minds of the medical staff.
Handing out trinkets and rice to wish people prosperity, the volunteers deliver their best wishes to the patients and their families.
Last time we came to help clean up the place. This time we are here to provide care. We've got rice and trinkets in wishing people prosperity and having a peaceful mind.
Early in the morning, more than 60 volunteers have come to the Taipei Hospital with more than 600 gifts in hand. They headed to the 5th, 6th, and 7th floor to provide care to the patients, as well as the hardworking medical staff.
After the fire incident 2 days ago, some patients have been terrified. In addition, the medical staff has also been frightened. Therefore, today we've come to calm their anxious minds and deliver our best wishes.
The hospital superintendent has been working very hard to calm the minds of the hospital staff. His brief encounter with the volunteers reminded him of a past incident.
When the 9/21 earthquake struck, the first meal I had after escaping was provided by a Tzu Chi volunteer. It was in Dongshi.
Despite the fire incident, the love and care provided by the volunteers have brought a peace of mind to many people.
To better care for stroke patients, nurses at Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital practiced ways to put on clothes with only one hand. Through the experience, they realized how difficult it is for stroke patients to live independently. Meanwhile, the nurses also turn recyclable goods into rehabilitation equipment for stroke patients.
70-year-old Ms. Chen had a stroke 2 months ago. In the beginning, the right side of her body was paralyzed. After rehabilitation, her condition has improved.
My fingers feel numb. It helps us practice moving our fingers. It is sticky. We practice moving our fingers like this.
With a closer look, one can tell her rehabilitation equipment are made with recyclables.
It saves money. It helps us with rehabilitation. It is practical and does not cost much.
These are made with the creativity of nurses at Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital. They even made use of empty sterilization fluid bottles.
You do not need to spend a lot of money to undergo rehabilitation. In addition, you are not restricted to one place.
With creativity, toilet paper rolls and stones can become rehabilitation equipment.
Tzu Chi has a recycling culture. We hope that as we use the resources, they are readily available.
To better understand the needs of stroke patients, the nurses even experience how to put on clothes with left hand when the right side of the body cannot move.
It is very difficult because I can hardly control my hand. Then I realize how putting on clothes can be very difficult for them.
As the nurses learn how to put on clothes with just one hand, they've also realized how they can better help stroke patients.
In Taiwan, 90-year-old Grandma Lin Jiang Jingping has been taking lessons at Tzu Chi art class for 10 years. Her drawings are mostly portraits of people, transcends warmth and love. Recently, she hosted an exhibition, and many participants remarked that one can see simplicity and purity in her drawings. Let's take a look.
My grandmother lives an active life and she plans her schedule really well. She takes drawing lessons and sings. She exercises in the mornings. What amazes me is that she's already 90 years old, but she still volunteers at my children's drawing class. She comes every week.
When the kids want to wash their hands or go to the restroom, I take them there. The older kids can go by themselves. I just help take care of the children. When they climb up high, I would tell them to sit down.
She is a very mindful person and she focuses on drawing. She wants to draw the pictures well. What I care about is how Grandma feels when she is drawing. For her pictures, one can feel that she is very happy.
我相信从那画是可以感觉到是开心的。
90-year-old Lin Jiang Jingping first accompanied her late husband, who suffered from dementia, to take lessons at Tzu Chi Simple Art Drawing class. After her husband passed away, she continued drawing with passion. She has been drawing for 10 years. She has been drawing her families, friends, and Tzu Chi volunteers, sharing her love for everyone.
Drawing makes me happy. As I draw, I do not think much. I concentrate on the drawing. Then after I finish drawing the picture, I simply put it aside. You know, whether it looks beautiful or ugly, it is already a thing for the past.
Grandma is quite elegant and noble. You cannot touch Grandma's hair. She wants it to be beautiful. She does not wear hats or shower caps. She does not go to hot springs. We all know that.
Grandma's sense of beauty has become a part of her life. This is the first time she's drawing herself by looking at a picture of herself.
I cherish this drawing exhibition of Grandma's. Of course, I hope she can hold several exhibitions. I hope when I am 90 years old, my hair can be as beautiful as the Grandma's. My best wishes to you, Grandma. I wish you success with the exhibition. The fun and beauty of being young at heart. As someone whose expertise is in education, I really envy her. She is not hindered by frivolous things, and she does not care about whether the drawings are good or not. She is a true amateur artist.
I did not ask my mother ahead of time. Ask my mother on the scene, when you turn 100 years old, can we hold another drawing exhibition for you? She agreed, so everyone present is a witness.
Through Grandma's drawing, one can see her life journey and the people she loves.
30 students from Kumamoto County in Japan visited Kaohsiung to interact with local students. A Japanese student on the team has been to Taiwan for 3 times because she has deeply touched by the compassion and love of Taiwanese people. The Taiwanese student Xie Li-xuan was excited about learning the foreign culture from these Japanese friends. The translator translates the instruction for 30 young ambassadors from Kumamoto County in Japan because today they are learning to make pineapple cakes for the first time.
You put it on and like 20, 21 times 3, that is okay because we need 25.
Xie Li-xuan, who is in 6th grade, can't speak Japanese, but he communicates with his new Japanese friends with body language and English.
It's very fun but also challenging.
We don't have many opportunities to go abroad, so we should seize this chance to interact with them as much as possible.
Li-xuan has represented his school for overseas exchange many times. His overall grades are not ideal, but he is passionate about learning new knowledge.
He's not a child that puts his focus on academic performances, but he loves to learn about foreign cultures and interacts with people.
The Japanese student Kosai Mikoto has been to Taiwan for the 3rd time. What keeps bringing her back is the genuine hospitality and kindness she found in Taiwanese people.
Even though Taiwan also has many typhoons, you still help Japan so generously when we're in need. I am happy about this.
Through the exchange trip, students from Japan and Taiwan have a chance to learn from each other and build friendships that transcend language barriers. 32 Tzu Chi volunteers from Taichung, Taiwan went to Malaysia to visit local Tzu Chi recycling stations and 6 care recipients to better understand how local volunteers conducted home visitations.
Tzu Chi volunteers from Taichung, Taiwan went along with local volunteers in Penang to visit 82 care recipients in Teluk Bahang. They are Malays or Hindus, and their racial and cultural backgrounds pose many difficulties, so the volunteers must understand them mindfully.
Every volunteer is very mindful in doing Tzu Chi's missions. It's very good that they have also introduced our bamboo coin banks to our care recipients. Dharma Master Den Yen has been talking about how the most important thing is to accompany our care recipients throughout their hardships.
They also visited recycling stations. They saw how local volunteers turned recyclables into useful daily goods. They visited 5 recycling stations within 1 day and learned the special features of these recycling stations.
Community residents and children can come here to do recycling. They are there to protect the earth and can also listen to Master Zheng Yan's teachings.
This isn't a cargo, but a 5-star recycling station. These volunteers are very mindful in doing these good deeds. They are all connected by great love.
When they are at the Jinsu Books and Cafe, local volunteers always prepare all kinds of delicacies with wholesome ingredients. The cooking volunteers use creativity to make the dishes lovely and tasty.
Tzu Chis from Taiwan hosted a 5-day intensive program for refugee students at the UNHCR Tzu Chi Education Center in Malaysia. Since their visit last year, refugee children have been longing for this reunion for over a year. Refugee students at the UNHCR Tzu Chi Education Center welcomed Tzu Chi from Taiwan with a few words of Chinese. After a year, they're finally reunited.
Thank you for taking care for me 2 months.
We've not seen each other for a year, but the connection remains strong. Time has not made us distant or separated.
Beginning last year, Tzu Chi started to plan the 5-day intensive program for refugee students. They've designed courses to teach them about Tzu Chi's humanistic culture. Many of the students have waited for a year. However, some of the students who can't understand the old English classes can't participate.
When I heard that they have been waiting for us to return for the whole year, my heart was touched. I can't bear to see their disappointment.
Huang Fuquan then thinks of an idea, which is to teach children who are left outside of the class to sing and dance sign language songs. The field trip to the zoo is a dream come true for many refugee students.
After I saw the panda in real life, I want to care for them.
I'm so happy because he take money and he come to my hand.
The 5-day program is filled with laughter and joy. Tzu Chi's organized a tea ceremony on the last day to teach students how to express gratitude.
Too much fun with the brothers and sisters. They came here and taught us how to overcome our fears and how to achieve what we want, how to achieve our goal.
It's time to say goodbye, but many shed tears upon the farewell.
All of you are the superstars in these children's hearts.
I hope I can keep in mind what I've seen here and always remind myself to retain the great love of these children. I vow never to give up any chance to educate children.
Tzu Chi have spent half a year training to make the program perfect. As the journey comes to an end, their efforts have all been worthwhile, and they've bonded more intimately with these refugee children. In a photography class at the Tzu Chi Continuing Education Center in Kuala Lumpur and Selangor, students are taught how to use a camera by professional photographers. Let's take a look at images they shot on daily objects and nature.
How to turn an instant of beauty and save it for eternity is what students of this photography class at the Tzu Chi Continuing Education Center are listening carefully to.
This course benefits the public who are interested in photography. At the same time, we're also helping our volunteers by improving their technique of taking pictures.
In addition to teaching photography theory, the teacher personally leads students on outdoor photography trips.
Everyone's very happy to follow the teacher and seek out new subjects to shoot. We're involved in the whole process and are able to go into nature and learn photography again. Everyone communicates with each other, building friendships.
We can show our life is like this and it's simple. We should be focused on our performance and our vision as we want to produce clean images and remove clutter from photos.
Recording life through the camera lens can inspire people to do more good.
Ilan Prison invited Tzu Chi volunteers to teach inmates how to make reusable shopping bags to replace the disposable plastic bags. The act can not only save nearly 20,000 new Taiwanese dollars a year, but also protect the planet Earth. We'll leave you with these images and thank you for joining us. Goodbye.